Hi, everybody. How are you today? It's a good day to still be on vacation if you can handle it, which I'm learning to. I could get used to this. Oh, wait, I think that's called retirement. Maybe not just yet, but this is certainly nice. Listen, I I ran across a quote in one of the books that I'm reading right now. I'm reading Barbara Brown Taylor's "The Always the Guest." It's a collection of sermons of hers that she's delivered all different places around the world. There is this one quote that I want to share with you because of the change of season. I'm beginning to experience reality in a different way. More on that in a minute. Here's the quote. It's not until you encounter the really real, both capital R's, the really real, that you are able to tell the difference between that and all of the lesser gods that pretend to be real. Let me read it again. It's not until you encounter the really real that you are able to tell the difference between that and all of the lesser gods that pretend to be real. So the really real in my existence right now includes the blossoming and blooming of the trees outside my home. So here are some pictures of those. The view outside my dining room window from the dining room chancel, as it used to be. And then the three trees in a row. And then where you can see that the lilacs are also in bloom. And they kind of come together there at the corner of the urban sanctuary in the back, which I hope to be working on this weekend. That would be a nice thing. But the really real. As the seasons change, we are reminded of what's real. It doesn't matter that the tree has been there, as sort of a stick figure against the blue sky for months, because what's real is that inside it is this life about to burst forth. And we see it all through the natural world. Or the really real, we could see it in terms of our understanding of, the world or culture or relationships. Once you experience something that's really real, which for many of us comes through the experience of the Christ spirit or the Christ energy or that power of enlightenment, whatever name you give to it, it's only then that we can recognize those that are not really real, right? That are some ersatz sort of being or faux energy. And it's not that they're bad, they're just incomplete. The really real is complete. For me in my life, maybe for you, I keep searching for that, for myself, for my family, my experience of everything. The older I get, the more I realize how often I have settled or compromised or altered my perception in order to accommodate what I thought was real. Or even if I knew that it wasn't the best, I figured, oh, well, that's the best I can do, or that's the best I can get, or maybe that's the best that this world has to offer. And this quote, this Barbara Brown Taylor quote, it's not until you encounter the really real that you are able to tell the difference between that and all of the lesser gods that pretend to be real, is so apt. Because once we encounter that really real, we can see where the others fall short and are not really real. They try to pass themselves off as real. I think a lot of us go through that with relationships in our 20s and 30s, maybe longer for some of us, I don't know. But to find whether it's a real relationship with your parents or your children or grandchildren, or to find something that's really real in terms of your faith, the spirit, once you experience the really real, everything else pales in comparison. It's a great metric against which to evaluate the things that we think are real. So I don't know what the message is for all of us today, except maybe to think about that and to maybe try to separate out what's real, what is really real, because the really real is spirit. It's of God. It's holy and sacred. And I think that has to do with everything. Certainly, we're reminded of it at this season of rebirth and resurrection and new life and new possibilities and new hopes. And it doesn't have to have anything to do. We think about resurrection, we think, oh, that's about church. Yeah, it is, but it doesn't have to be only that. It's resurrection. It's an energy. It's a means of living. It's a format for our living. It's the really real. And the people who want to say, oh, this is all there is, that's not the really real. Because once you experience the really real, you know that that's less than. So how about if today we just try to open ourselves up to the really real? Okay? All right. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause with the pastor, a few moments to think of something greater than ourselves. I'm Pastor Deb Swift with South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. I look forward to seeing you back here next time. Until then, keep looking for the really real. All right? God bless. Take care. And bye for now.